Welcome again to my channel. We're about to dive into a place that surprises almost everyone who sees it. Turkey Run State Park in Indiana. Now, if you're like most people, when you think of Indiana, you probably picture cornfields and flat terrain. You definitely don't picture deep, rocky canyons, narrow ravines, and dramatic, water-carved sandstone walls. But that, my friends, is precisely why Turkey Run is so special, and why we absolutely have to talk about it. This park feels unexpected in the best possible way. It's perfect for serious hikers, outdoor lovers, adventurous families, nature photographers, and anyone who wants to experience truly dramatic landscapes without having to travel across the entire country. If you love discovering those hidden gems, those places that make you stop and say, "Wait a minute, this is really Indiana," then you are going to love Turkey Run. Stick around, because we're going to cover everything you need to know. From the must-do trails, to the crucial things you need to pack, so you don't end up regretting your shoe choice. Let's get the basic information out of the way first. Turkey Run State Park is located near the small town of Marshall, Indiana, in Park County. If you're coming from the capital, it's about an hour-and-a-half drive west of Indianapolis. It's easily accessible, but definitely feels remote once you step onto the trails. The history here is important too. Turkey Run was established way back in 1916, making it one of Indiana's oldest and most iconic state parks. This is a genuinely natural state park, and its entire reputation rests on those geological features: the massive sandstone canyons, the deep ravines, and the old-growth forest, all carved out by the massive power of water and time over thousands of years. So, when is the best time to visit? Well, generally speaking, it's best from spring through fall. Spring is absolutely beautiful because it brings flowing streams and creates seasonal waterfalls that rush through the ravines. Summer offers incredible lush, deep green scenery, perfect for long hiking days. And fall delivers those unforgettable, stunning Midwest colors that make every overlook a postcard. Now, winter is quieter, which some people love. But I need to give you a heads up. Those canyon trails can become incredibly icy and challenging, sometimes requiring specialized gear like mica spikes. For your first visit, I highly recommend sticking to the warmer seasons. Now let's get to the main event. People come to Turkey Run for one simple, undeniable reason: the canyons. This park is famous for its deep sandstone ravines, which are often called groves, the narrow, claustrophobic passageways, the stone steps that seem to ascend forever, and yes, the wooden ladders that take you up or down the canyon walls. The Star Trail. Here, the one everyone talks about is Trail 3. Trail 3 is intense and takes you right through the heart of these canyons. You'll be walking directly between towering rock walls, sometimes wading through shallow streams, and definitely climbing those famous wooden ladders. The unique thing about Turkey Run isn't just the scenery, it's how incredibly interactive the hiking is. You aren't just walking beside nature here. You are moving through it, actively participating in the landscape. You'll find yourself ducking under massive rock overhangs, balancing on stones to cross the creek, and instantly feeling the temperature drop as the cool air settles deep into the damp ravines. It truly feels like exploring a geological maze. Beyond the canyon trails, visitors also love the extensive network of hiking paths, the unique photography opportunities, the popular creek walking when the water is low, picnicking near the river, and general nature watching. Two spots you must hit are the iconic suspension bridge that crosses Sugar Creek and the numerous scenic overlooks that give you a perspective of just how deep those ravines really are. These attractions matter because they are a living, breathing demonstration of how powerful water and time can be when they work together. It's a hands-on geology lesson, and it makes the entire outdoor experience feel vibrant and alive. You truly feel small next to these ancient rock formations. But before you pack your bags and rush out the door, let's have an honest talk about the pros and cons of visiting Turkey Run. This is crucial for planning. Starting with the positives. One of the biggest advantages, as I mentioned, is the uniqueness of the landscape. There is literally nothing else quite like this in the entire state of Indiana. The trails are adventurous and incredibly memorable, especially if you're someone who enjoys a moderate physical challenge during your hike. Plus, the park is really well managed. The trail markings are clear, and the staff are helpful, keeping safety and maintenance a priority. Now, for the reality check, the cons. You must understand that some of these trails, particularly Trail 3, are physically demanding. You can expect very steep steps, those infamous wooden ladders, and highly uneven, potentially slippery terrain. This is not a casual stroll. Also, prepare for mud. After any significant rain, those canyon floors and creek beds turn into slick, heavy mud. Sometimes, for safety reasons, sections of the trails might be temporarily closed due to high water or ice. Always check the trail status before you drive out. Finally, accessibility. During peak seasons, especially on warm weekends, this park can get crowded. The most popular trails become congested, which can slow down your pace and take away some of the solitude. If you hate crowds, try to go on a weekday morning. Let's quickly cover the practical cost details. Turkey Run State Park does charge an entry fee. For vehicles registered outside of Indiana, it's typically around $9 per day, which is very reasonable for this kind of experience. Indiana residents get a slightly lower rate. Honestly, the average daily spending here is quite low. Your main costs will be your fuel to get there, and then food and snacks. If you're making a weekend of it, extra costs would include camping fees, cabin rentals, or staying at the historic Turkey Run Inn, which is a great option if you want something less rustic. The park is open daily, year-round, typically from early morning until late evening. As a tip, the quietest times to visit are weekday mornings, right when they open, and then the late afternoons, especially as people start to head home for dinner. Midday on weekends, especially between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., is almost always the busiest period. Getting there requires a car. Public transportation options are extremely limited, so driving is essential. Parking is available throughout the park, but I cannot stress this enough. The parking lots near the main trailheads fill up rapidly during peak hours. Arrive early to secure a good spot, or be prepared to walk further to the trails. Before you make the drive, here are 8 essential things you need to know. First, trail conditions change quickly, especially with weather. Always check the park's official trail status online or at the gate before you start your hike. Second, stay on the marked trails. The canyon areas are environmentally protected, and going off trail can damage the fragile ecosystem. More importantly, it can be extremely dangerous. Third, cell service is limited, especially down in the canyons. Do not rely solely on your phone for navigation or emergencies. Download any maps you need beforehand. Fourth, expect wet feet. Creek crossings are extremely common on the lower trails. Unless it's been dry for a week, you should plan to get your shoes wet on some of the best hikes. Fifth, Bring plenty of water. Even though you are near water, you need your own supply. 6th, if you are hiking with children, supervise them closely on the ladders and steep steps. Some trails might be too challenging for very young hikers. 7th, be aware of wildlife. Deer, various birds, and sometimes snakes inhabit the area. Observe them from a safe distance. And 8th, remember the mantra of the outdoors: leave no trace. Pack out everything you pack in. Now, let's talk gear. This is the section where I can save you some real pain and regret. What to bring is simple, but non-negotiable. You need sturdy hiking shoes or boots with excellent traction. I mean it. This is the single most important piece of gear. You will be on slippery rocks and mud, and a simple tennis shoe won't cut it. Quick dry clothing is also highly recommended, especially if you plan on creek walking. Nobody likes hiking in soggy jeans. Bring water more than you think you need, snacks, and a solid small backpack to carry it all. Optional items that can increase your comfort include trekking poles for stability on the uneven terrain, extra socks in case your first pair gets soaked, and a waterproof bag or pouch for your electronics to protect them from splashes. Now, let's talk about what you must avoid. Avoid flip-flops or smooth-soled running shoes. Seriously, if you wear them, you will slip, you will be miserable, and you will potentially injure yourself. Don't do it. Avoid attempting the canyon trails during or immediately after severe storms or when flooding conditions are posted. High water levels make those areas life-threatening. Avoid rushing through the hikes. Take your time, especially when using the ladders and steep stone steps. Rushing is when most accidents happen. And please, respect the park and its history. Do not carve your initials, climb excessively outside of the marked paths, or otherwise disturb the natural rock formations. These formations took millennia to create. Let's keep them pristine. Regarding food, options inside the park are fairly limited. While the historic inn has a restaurant, if you are out on the trails, packing your own meals and snacks is the smartest and most flexible approach. Picnicking is incredibly popular here. There are great picnic areas near the suspension bridge and throughout the shaded areas of the park. If you have specific dietary needs, like vegetarian or vegan, you'll have a much easier time if you bring your own prepared food. Nearby towns do offer casual diners and local comfort food if you decide to eat out. But nothing beats an afternoon picnic with a view of the creek. So, let's wrap this up with my final thoughts and rating. Turkey Run State Park truly feels like an adventure hiding in plain sight. It is rugged, it is deeply immersive, and honestly, it's a little bit wild in a way that makes you feel genuinely accomplished after a day spent conquering those ravines. This is not a park you just casually stroll through. It's one you experience with your whole body, your whole spirit. If you enjoy active hiking, if you crave dramatic scenery, and if you love visiting places that completely shatter your expectations, then Turkey Run is absolutely for you. For outdoor adventure specifically within the state of Indiana, I personally rate Turkey Run State Park a strong 4.7 out of 5. It loses that small fraction only due to the crowds during peak times. But otherwise, it is a perfect example of what a state park should be. If you are planning a visit, or if you've already tackled those famous canyon trails, I would love to hear about your experience down in the comments. Which kind of hike are you most excited for? The peaceful, scenic overlooks, or the challenging canyon climbs? If this guide helped you plan your next trip, please Please hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden gem travel spots and essential hiking guides. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the trails.